It is an apocalyptic atmosphere here in Port Arthur. Basically, nobody is on the streets. Reason one being because of the water levels, the amount of damage that has occurred to homes and vehicles. Reason two, evacuations. The people that are still around are usually going back to their homes to gain anything that is still intact to bring with them to where they are currently staying. They are the only people with that luxury. A lot of people have lost everything. Homes, cars, a lot of vehicles have been pulled over on the side of the road and left there. If you cannot evade or obstruct, sometimes you have to defend. Shooter! Shooter! Unless you're a fan of amusement parks, driving down Jesse B Road is not exactly what you call a fun ride. Littered with potholes and bumps, it's a car maintenance shop's dream. For residents that live here, they have been breathing down the neck of parish government, looking for change for some time now. To make matters worse, the workers took the tombstone of Ray III and they picked it up and they moved it all the way over here to the place of her other son, Quincy, which is where it lies right now. Rougeau says the owner of the cemetery offered to put 2 headstones for each of her sons in its place, but she says she is not interested in that. She just wants the grave and the body moved. The family says that they have been holding vigils every Thursday for months on end, not only to pay their respects to Dijon, but to stay on the mind of the DA as well. Over the last month, cases involving cattle have been present here in St. Landry, from abandonment to kidnapping. Now, it has been taken up a notch, and in deadly fashion. Yeah, guys, these are the oh-so-coveted wristbands. They may look like they're from the 70s, but the technology is straight out of a sci-fi movie. As for the loudest group in the place, I'll give you a hint. You know them. To put in perspective, I'm 6'2.5", 6'3" on a good day. The amount of dirt and debris from just 5 days of street sweeping almost reaches my height. And this amount is just the start. In a time like this, blood banks may need more donors like Anthony Broussard, who donates every 3 to 6 months and does whatever donation is asked of him. He is currently in the middle of donating platelets. Kristen Jones was working at her job at a health clinic when a coworker pointed out a little white rectangular sticker located here on her car. The sticker was a mystery to Jones, but as she came to find out, she was not the only woman with questions. After all the smoke cleared and all the floats passed through, there was a great debate on what to do with all the beads, or better yet, who to share them with.
I'm gonna just give them to my cousin.
Does he deserve them?
I don't know, it's a little bumpy.
And hey, if he needs to keep them all, he's got a celebrity look-alike in mind. But you got the most beads though, right?
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, damn.
Part of the crowd getting a sticker today is 5-year-old Oliver, and as big of a fan of the Minions as he is, he says getting the reward of a sticker is, well, You just get a shot and you get a Minion. Was it worth the pain?
Not really.
We're here at CrossFit Lafayette, where today, for the first time, I'm going to be doing CrossFit. My main man, Justin, is going to be leading the class. I'm wearing all black because it's going to be a funeral, probably most likely. Tell my parents that I love them, and we're all ready to rock and roll, so let's do it. Police brutality and shootings have raised flags not only in the Acadiana area, but all over the country. In Opelousas, the police department is using methods to teach their officers instead of weapons. Not using this, but using this. Don't let the shoes fool you. Chris Eubanks is a world champion boxer, but he is not in Opelousas to fight. He is here to do the opposite, to teach officers how to defuse situations without the use of force. I could have the flu right now. You are contagious for 1 to 2 days before you even start showing any symptoms. The key is to not just wash your hands consistently, but all the time. So that way, you don't have to use these and can stay away from this. I personally got to join in on the water fights as well, as an integral part of the Erath Fire Department team. Well, maybe not so much. They said they're going to put me in the back. I don't know how that's going to work out. They got to put me in the front, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get all sorts of hit. And that I did. Massive amounts of water filled the air and leaked through my entire firefighter suit. And at the halfway point, there was only room to grow. Things are a little shaky. Confidence is a little bit shaken, but we're going to bounce back. But it was at that low point that the tide started to turn. Our fire department just got our first win. We're moving on up, but we're coming for the championship. We want the trophy. We want that trophy. We have the video of the 2 toddlers wandering the neighborhood, but it doesn't really do the visual justice. The words of those who witnessed it and helped lets you know how sickening the sight was.
Shooter, 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 you want to run straight but move laterally.
Don't worry, these are rubber guns, but the lessons are all the same. Luis Ramirez and Cody Perron are two former Marines and the founders of Fidelis Global Group, an international business teaching active shooter safety this week in Ville Platte.
Call them and say, hey, I think there's something here that we could protect in the future, and basically provide this security service.
When you encounter an active shooter, the first task is to evade.
To evade, you want to run in the opposite direction of the sound of gunfire.
Then you obstruct by making your way to a safe room.
First ring of security is you lock the door. We lock the door. Second ring, barricade with any and everything that we have available.
If you cannot evade or obstruct, sometimes you have to defend. Shooter, shooter!
Gun, meet, up, and away. Use your body as much as possible. At this point, you can do knee strikes, you can do elbows, you can do headbutts.
Just as important is recognizing a shooter beforehand, looking for anything out of the ordinary.
And you want to look for irregular things on their body, like a bulge, for example. A bulge, maybe here, there's a gun there.
Groups like Ville Platte City Government, Evangeline Parish School Board, 2 local banks, and a hospital will partake in the workshop. The goal is for clients to pass their knowledge on to the masses so they can become aware.
We're trying to create an awareness in the beginning, how to be prepared in advance, and then how to prepare your facility, how to prepare your school or any other organizational aspect.
Logan Reever, KLFY News 10.